Hello everyone. In this video, we will see what are the different types of questions we can expect pertaining to rules of indices. So the first in this category is to write as a single expression in the index form. So let's begin. Question number 1. We have 2 to the power of 2 multiplied by 2 to the power of 4 multiplied by 2 to the power of 3. This is pertaining to the first rule of index, which is a to the power of m multiplied by a to the power of n is equal to a to the power of m plus n. So we have the same bases here, 2, 2 and 2, and the bases are multiplied. Therefore, the powers 2, 4 and 3 will be added. We can have any number of bases. So we have 2 to the power of 2 plus 4 plus 3, and that gives us 2 to the power of 9. Question number 2. 4 to the power of 2 multiplied by 4 to the power of 3 divided by 4 to the power of 4. So in this question, we have another rule of index, which is a to the power of m divided by a to the power of n, which is equal to a to the power of m minus n. So the first two bases are multiplied, so the first two powers will be added. Therefore, we will add 2 and 3. So let's begin by doing that. We have 4 to the power of 2 plus 3 divided by 4 to the power of 4, and that is equal to 4 to the power of 5 divided by 4 to the power of 4. Now the bases are divided, therefore the powers will subtract. So we have 4 to the power of 5 minus 4, and that is equal to 4 to the power of 1. We could have also done this question directly. So since we know that our base is going to be 4, we can write 4, and the first two indices need to be added at the bases are multiplied. So we add up 2 and 3, and the last index 4 will be subtracted. So we can straight away get our answer, 4 to the power of 5 minus 4, which is 4 to the power of 1. Moving on, we have the next question, question number 3. 3 to the power of 6 divided by 3 to the power of 2 multiplied by 3 to the power of 4. So the first two bases are divided. Therefore, we will need to subtract 2 from 6. So we have 3 to the power of 6 minus 2 multiplied by 3 to the power of 4. So 6 minus 2 is 4. That will give 3 to the power of 4 multiplied by 3 to the power of 4, which is equal to 3 to the power of 8. We can also do this question directly. 3 to the power of 6 minus 2 and plus 4. We know that 6 minus 2 is 4. Therefore, 3 to the power of 4 plus 4, which is 3 to the power of 8. So, in whatever way a student understands best, he can use that method. Moving on to the fourth question. B to the power of 2 multiplied by b to the power of 3 multiplied by b to the power of 4. In this case, all the bases are multiplied, therefore all the powers will be added. B to the power of 2 plus 3 plus 4, which is equal to b to the power of 9. Moving on, question number 5. We have 5 to the power of 2 divided by 5 to the power of 4. So Here the bases are divided, therefore the powers will be subtracted. We have 5 to the power of 2 minus 4. Now 2 minus 4 will give us a negative number, and that is because when we have the bigger number with the negative sign, the sign of the answer will be negative. So we have the answer as 5 to the power of negative 2. Question number 6. 3 divided by 3 to the power of 4. Now here the number 3 does not have any index, but clearly 3 means 3 to the power of 1. So we will rewrite the question. This is 3 to the power of 1 divided by 3 to the power of 4, which is 3 to the power of 1 minus 4, and that is 3 to the power of negative 3. Moving on in the same category, question number 7. 6 to the power of 4 divided by 6 to the power of 7. Therefore, we have bases divided and we will use the index law where the power is subtracted, m minus n. So we have 6 to the power of 4 minus 7, and that is 6 to the power of negative 3. Question number 8. 2 to the power of 5 divided by 2 to the power of 3, that is equal to 2 to the power of 5 minus 3. This will give us 2 to the power of 2. Next question, question number 9. A to the power of 5 divided by a to the power of 7. When the bases are divided, powers will be subtracted. A to the power of 5 minus 7. Now the greater number is 7, so the sign of the answer will be negative. So a to the power of negative 2 will be our answer. Next question, question number 10. 10 to the power of 3 divided by 10 to the power of 6. Therefore, we have 10 to the power of 3 minus 6. Again, the greater number, which is 6, has a negative sign. Therefore, the answer 3 minus 6 will be negative. So, 10 to the power of negative 3. Next question, question number 11. B to the power of 5 divided by b to the power of 9. So this will be b to the power of 5 minus 9. 9 is the number which has the negative sign. So 9 minus 5 gives us 4. Sign of the greater number is negative. Therefore, b to the power of negative 4. Moving on. Question number 12. 4 to the power of 8 divided by 4 to the power of 3. So bases are divided, powers will be subtracted. 8 minus 3. The answer is 4 to the power of 5. Question number 13. C to the power of 5 divided by c to the power of 4. Bases are divided, therefore powers will be subtracted. This gives us c to the power of 5 minus 4, which is 1. 14th question. 2 to the power of a divided by 2 to the power of b. Now we don't know what is the value of a and b, but we see that the bases are the same and they are divided. Therefore, powers will be subtracted. 2 to the power of a minus b. And we will leave the answer in this form. Now we have more questions in this category where we write as a single expression in the index form. So we will continue. Question number 15. 2 to the power of 3 divided by 2 to the power of 4. So we have 2 to the power of 3 minus 4. 4 is the greater number. Hence the subtraction, the answer will carry the sign of the greater number. So 2 to the power of negative 1. Next question, 16th question. A to the power of 4 multiplied by a to the power of 3. When the bases are multiplied, powers are added. Therefore, a to the power of 4 plus 3, that is a to the power of 7. Next question, question number 17. 5 to the power of 4 multiplied by 5 to the power of negative 2. The bases are multiplied, therefore powers will be added, but one of the powers has a negative sign. So we have 5 to the power of 4 add negative 2, which gives us 5 to the power of 4 minus 2. Therefore, the answer is 5 to the power of 2. Now, more in this category, we have questions like question number 18. 5 to the power of negative 2 multiplied by 5 to the power of negative 3. So now, again here the bases are the same, therefore the powers will be added. Our both numbers in the power are negative numbers. When we add up negative numbers, we just need to add them and write them with the minus sign. So we have minus 2 add minus 3. We just add the numbers and put the minus sign. So we have minus 5. Question number 19. A to the power of 3 multiplied by a to the power of 4 divided by a to the power of 7. So here we have division and also multiplication. So first we will do the numerator. In the numerator, we have the same base which is multiplied. So the powers will be added. So we have a to the power of 3 plus 4 divided by a to the power of 7. So in the division we have 7. So we can write the answer a to the power of 7 divided by a to the power of 7. Now when the bases are divided, powers are subtracted. Therefore we have a to the power of 7 minus 7, which is a to the power of 0. Now if we have to write the value, then the value of a to the power of 0 is 1. But since here the question is asking us to write as a single expression in the index form, we have to leave our answer in the index form. So we will leave our answer as a to the power of 0 and not as the value 1, because we are not asked to write the value here. So we have to be very careful about what the question is asking us to do. Moving on, question number 20. We have 4 to the power of 2 multiplied by 4 to the power of 6 divided by 4 to the power of 3. So here we have the numerator multiplying again. So the powers will add. So we have 4 to the power of 2 plus 6 divided by 4 to the power of 3. 2 plus 6 gives us 8. So we have 4 to the power of 8 divided by 4 to the power of 3, which is 4 to the power of 8 minus 3, and that is 4 to the power of 5. Now in both questions 19 and 20, we could have straight away worked out our answer, as we see that in the powers we have 3 and 4 adding up. We can see that because the bases are multiplied. And we see that the power 7 will be subtracted. So So we can straight away do this. A to the power of 3 plus 4 minus 7, and that is equal to a to the power of 7 minus 7, which is 0. Likewise, for question 20, we know that the powers 2 and 6 will be added since the bases are multiplied, and the power 3 will be subtracted since the digit 4, since the 4 to the power of 3 is in the denominator. So we can straight away do this. 4 to the power of 2 plus 6 minus 3, which is 4 to the power of 8 minus 3, which is 4 to the power of 5. So we have just one last question of this category, which is writing as a single index. Question number 21. It is a to the power of 3 multiplied by a to the power of 4 divided by a to the power of 7. So we can clearly see that the two bases which are multiplied are a to the power of 3 and 4. So the bases are a, and the powers that will be added will be 3 and 4. And since this a in the denominator has a power 7, the power 7 will be subtracted. So let's do this question straight away. We have a to the power of 3 plus 4 minus 7. So that is a to the power of 7 minus 7, and that is a to the power of 0. Oh, looks like I have done this question already. So it's 3 to the power, a to the power of 3 into a to the power of 4 divided by a to the power of 7. So never mind, this is repeated. Now with this we come to the end of the category where we write as a single expression in the index form. So once again, where we write our answer as a single expression, the question is giving us many index. So for example, in this question number 1, I have the index 2, I have the index 4, and I have the index 3. But in the answer, I write it as a single expression in the index. So just one index here. For example, in question number 3, I have the index 6, I have the index 2, and I have the index 4. So I have 3 indices. But in the answer, I write the answer as a single index. So the answer is 3 to the power of 8. So these are different from the questions where we are expected to find value. So for example, if I have to find the value of 2 to the power of 9, that would be a different answer where I will actually multiply 2 by itself 9 times and write the answer. So this was the first category of the questions where we write as a single expression in the index form. Now we move on with the second category. The second category could involve find the value of. So we will move on to find the value of question 2. Find the value of So first in this category, question number 1 is to find the value of 2 to the power of negative 2. Now there was one rule of index that we have done, which is a divided by b to a negative power, say for example to the power of negative m, is the same as b divided by a. So we take the reciprocal of the fraction to the power of positive m. This is the rule that we will be using here. Now I have 2 to the power of negative 2. This is the same as 1 upon 2. Why? Because 2 is actually a fraction which is 2 by 1. So 2 by 1 was to the power of negative 2, and now we take the reciprocal of the fraction which is 1 by 2, and that is to the power of negative 2, and now the power becomes positive, to the power of 2. So this is equal to 1 by 2 multiplied by 1 by 2, which is equal to 1 by 4. Let's do one more question. Question number 2. So we have 10 to the power of negative 2. Therefore, this is the same as 10 upon 1 to the power of negative 2, because 10 is actually 10 upon 1, and that is equal to 1 by 10. We take the reciprocal of the fraction, or we swap the places of the numerator and the denominator, and hence the power becomes positive. So that is 1 by 10 multiplied by 1 by 10, which is equal to 1 by 100. And that is the value of the expression 10 to the power of minus 2, or the question 10 to the power of minus 2. Let's try a few more questions in this category. Question number 3. We have 10 to the power of negative 1. So 10 is the same as 10 over 1. That is to the power of negative 1. We swap the fraction, we have 1 over 10. When we swap the fraction, or when we take the reciprocal, the power becomes positive. So this is 1 over 10. Let's do the next question, question number 4. 8 to the power of negative 2, that is equal to 8 is the same as 8 upon 1 to the power of negative 2. When I swap the fraction, I have 1 over 8 and the power becomes positive. So this is 1 upon 8 multiplied by 1 upon 8, that is 1 over 64. Some students do a mistake of writing 8 multiplied by 2 here because they have the power 2. But power 2 means 8 has to be multiplied by itself 2 times. Let's do one more question in this category. Question number 5. Find the value of. So we have 7 to the power of 0. Now, any number to the power of 0 is 1. So we write the answer as 1 here. And for example, we have 3 to the power of 0. The answer again is 1, because any number to the power of 0 is 1. And here we are writing the value, so we need to write the value as 1. For example, question number 7, 4 to the power of 1, that is equal to 4. Or question number 8, 8 to the power of negative 1. So 8 is the same as 8 upon 1, and it's a fraction with the power negative 1. When we want to make the power positive, we swap the numerator and the denominator, or we take the reciprocal and the power becomes positive. And hence the answer is 1 upon 8. So we are done with the questions of this category. And let's see. So more in this category, we can have write which number is larger. Question number 3. Which is the larger number? So question 1, we have 10 to the power of 2 multiplied by, 10 to the power of 2, we need to compare it with 10 to the power of 5. So clearly the greater power is 5, therefore 10 to the power of 5 is greater. Second question, we have 10 to the power of 2 and 10 to the power of negative 2. So which will give us the greater number? 10 to the power of negative 2 is a number which is being divided. So 10 to the power of negative 2 will be clearly a smaller number. We can also work this out to understand this better. 10 to the power of 2 is 10 times 10, which is 100. And 10 to the power of negative 2 is 10 over 1 to the power of negative 2. Or when we want to work it out, we take the reciprocal 1 upon 10 to the power of 2, which is the same as 1 upon 100. And that's why it is divided. So 1 upon 100 is clearly smaller than 100. Moving on, we have the third question of this category, 10 to the power of 0 or 10 to the power of negative 1. Now we know that 10 to the power of 0 gives us the value 1. So let's write the value here. 10 to the power of 0 is 1. And 10 to the power of negative 1, this is 1. And 10 to the power of negative 1 is in fact 10 upon 1 to the power of negative 1, which is the same as 1 upon 10 to the power of positive 1 or just 1 upon 10. So on one side we have 1 and on the other side we have 1 divided by 10. So clearly the number 1 is greater. So 10 to the power of 0 is greater. So with this we come to the end of this video, and you can write these questions and try them on your own. Once you try them on your own, then you can replay the video and check your answers. And in this way, you will learn a lot more better.